Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at this idea of the apotropaic.
Right. Things designed to ward off evil.
Exactly. Think about those little things you might do, just in case, even if you're not fully convinced they'll work.
Like knocking on wood.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, what's something you've done just in case? We actually got some really interesting stuff from a listener on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a personal story, an image, and a quote. So our mission today is to sort of explore how these small, maybe seemingly minor, just in case actions might connect back to our values, maybe even our well-being.
Interesting connection. Okay, let's get into it. It's true. We humans seem to have this urge, don't we, to try and influence things.
Definitely. Even with symbolic stuff, that just in case feeling, I think everyone kind of gets that.
Yeah, it resonates.
So the listener's story, they mentioned offering extra help at work before a reopening, I think.
Okay.
And they described the tasks as unpleasant and physically laborious. Pretty tough stuff.
Right. Not the fun jobs.
Yeah, not at all. And they even said, I don't know if they really need my help or not. So there's that uncertainty.
Ah, okay. So it wasn't a clear necessity.
Apparently not. But the motivation was about helping the team, lightening the load. And they hoped it would lead to the least amount of collateral damage.
That phrase is telling. Least collateral damage.
It is, isn't it? And they also talked about wanting to be the extra spring in their step.
So boosting morale, too.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's less about the task itself and more about contribution, teamwork.
Yeah, I think so. That willingness to pitch in, even when maybe it's not strictly needed, it points to something deeper, like a value around support or maybe responsibility.
Definitely. And then there was an image.
Right, an image. It was a worn-out dress shirt, but with a little cape attached.
A cape. Okay. That's whimsical.
It is. How do you read that?
Well, the worn shirt, that's
Yeah.
everyday life, right? The
Yeah.
grind. But the cape, that's
Yeah.
like a little touch of the superhero, maybe.
Yeah.
A small, maybe slightly funny attempt to, I don't know, feel a bit more powerful, to ward off the bad stuff or just feel like you're making some kind of positive difference.
Like individual agency, even in a small way. A quiet symbol of hope, maybe?
Yeah, I like that. It fits with the just-in-case idea. It's a small gesture against potential negativity.
And that brings us to the quote they shared. Let me find it here. Generally, when we align with our intrinsic values, our life choices are the best possible, no matter danger comes our way. Sometime it doesn't even arrive, which is even better.
Okay, that's quite profound. So acting on your values, it leads to better choices, maybe even prevents problems.
That seems to be the idea. It's not magic, but maybe living by your values puts you on a better path, makes you more resilient.
Right, so linking it back to the listener's story,
Mhm.
offering help wasn't just about the task. It was acting on a value, perhaps teamwork or kindness. And that action, driven by the value, might naturally create a better outcome. A more supportive team, less stress overall. Maybe the danger of a messy reopening is lessened.
So acting on values could be, in a way, inherently apotropaic. It wards off negativity by fostering positivity.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. And then we have that Mark Twain quote the listener included.
Yes. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. Classic Twain.
It really is. And it fits so well, doesn't it? We do things just in case.
And often the thing we worried about doesn't even happen.
Exactly. So maybe, just maybe, when those just-in-case actions come from a place of authentic values, like the listener helping out, maybe it reduces the worry itself.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about the external outcome, but the internal state.
Could be. If you feel you're acting rightly, according to your values, maybe you're less anxious about what might go wrong, you've done your part in the best way you know how. There's a certain peace in that, perhaps.
That makes a lot of sense. So wrapping this up, the main idea seems to be that these small actions, the just-in-case things, especially if they're connected to what we really value, they can have a real positive impact.
Yeah, even if the specific evil or danger they're meant to ward off never actually shows up, the act itself, rooted in values, is beneficial.
Right. So a final thought, maybe building on Twain. Consider those times you acted just in case. How did those actions connect back to your deeper values? And, well, what might shift if you leaned into those value-driven actions more consciously, more often?
That's a powerful question to ponder. It moves beyond just superstition into something much more about intentional living.
Exactly. Well, a huge thank you to our listener for sending in these materials. It sparked a really fascinating deep dive.
It really did. Lots to think about there.